What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Afterburner. We got Mikey, Jordan, and Yasmin producing tonight. We're from the In the Dome podcast. We're here to break down the Battle of Alberta with the greasiest team known to man. Still can't get it done. We're just too good. We're too good for these grease balls.
Can't beat us. Can't beat Dustin Wolf. Can't handle the Dome, man.
Afterburner is a presentation of Bet365. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app and get in on the game. Use the code NATION. And don't forget about the Super Chats, everybody. Proceeds go to Youth Centers of Calgary. It's a place where kids are welcome and accepted as they are, a place where they get to break from the chronic stress that is a reality for many of their lives, and they can flourish through fun and connection. Get your comments on the show tonight.
Just flood the chat with
Oilers greaseball hate. We'll get them on the show. Throw a little donation for the kids. Don't even keep it clean tonight. This is the after hours.
This is Saturday night in the Dome. You know, this is
the after hours for a reason, folks.
This is the not clean hours.
Let's get nasty.
So I want your best McDavid insults. Best McDavid insults. Just best Oilers hate in general. Worst, most nasty comment wins an award tonight.
All right, let's get into the tank implications before we break down the game. Sabres get the win tonight. That's 8 in a row for Buffalo.
They're rolling, dude. Are
they safe to say they're out of the tank competition at the moment?
They are the master tankers, though. They are like Bane. So, you know, they could come back. You never know with Buffalo, right? You know, they'll be like Charlie Brown kicking the football. Imagine being a Buffalo fan. Like, are their fans starting to think, hey, we might actually make the playoffs? I don't know. You can't fully trust them yet. So
the Jets, what in the world is going on with the Jets? This is an absolute fall from grace. Weren't they President's Trophy last year?
I don't know what's going on there.
Did the Caps take the President's Trophy, or did the Jets? Who won the President's Trophy last year?
I think it was the Jets. They had like 116 points last year. When's the last time somebody looked this up? Like President's Trophy to dead last in the league in the tank conversation? That's crazy, man. This is worse than like when 2018, 19, 20, the Flames going from the best team in the West to kind of falling out of it. This is pathetic. I don't know what's going on out there. Someone tell me what's going on out there. It's totally pathetic, dude.
They did get a point against the Wild. There was some controversy, as you probably saw in the intermission highlights. Looks like they had the game in the bag, but the Wild tied up late, and then that was a nasty. Was it Hughes to Kaprizov? No, Kaprizov to Hughes to Baldy. What a deadly trio that is on 3-on-3.
That's fantasy hockey, though. Bro.
That's fantasy.
It's fantasy.
Do you think Dom Maloney just watches highlights and he's just, fantasy? Change the channel.
We usually have to do overtime games, and it's always funny to see other teams' first three-man's units versus ours, you know? It's like Hughes,
I think we'll roll out
Huberdeau,
Frost. Pretty deadly.
Super deadly.
Super deadly. Blues beat the Preds. Someone was guaranteed to win that one. It would have been nice.
That was good. At least it wasn't a three-pointer. You appreciate
3-point
that.
Would have been great. What are you talking about? Hawks beat the Stars.
Yeah, that's good. Good stuff.
And then the Sharks beat Vancouver. Vancouver just stinks to high heavens.
They're terrible. I mean, for me, in terms of the tank, as long as we're in that kind of striking distance, so I'm okay, you know, because teams are going to play well. Teams are going to play bad. You know, they're going to get on a bit of a roll, but it's as long as we're in that distance, right? As long as we don't get past that echelon of like, you know, moving up to that 500 level, I think we're good. So, and especially on a night like tonight when like, fuck the Oilers, you know, especially needed a bounce back game after whatever that embarrassment was last week when you played them before Christmas. So it's an okay night for the tank. Pretty good night all in all.
It's the Battle of Alberta. It's minus 30. Is that safe to say? It's cold. It's cold in Calgary. That's one of those games where like, buckle in. We're going to the Dome. You need to get hammered just to make it alive back to your car to stay warm enough.
I think you need to be hammered by the time you're like walking to the Dome. Like it's just
your pregame games like this. You're pregaming however you're getting down there.
That wind hits your face. You're just like, why do I live here? What was the point? What is the point of living?
Oh yeah.
So.
Right. Hockey game. That's worth it.
Oh, yes. Oh, beating McDavid. Yes, I forgot. Yeah.
Yes.
Shoving it in McDavid's grimy little neck-bearded face.
Watching Kevin Ball destroy McDavid in front of the net. That's why I came to the game tonight.
Exactly.
That and watching Dustin Wolf's always a pleasure too. Is it not?
Absolute pleasure. Hey, Flames Nation, big drop mentions. Ryan Pike mentioned Scott Oak.
Wow. That was kind of like when In the Dome got mentioned on After Hours with remember that?
Was that an inappropriate remark, or was
no,
that
no,
actually
it was some sort of Dustin Wolf tweet we threw out there, and it got picked up.
I remember when
that was fun.
That was fun. The Flames quote tweeted us when we were trolling this guy about Andrew Mangiapane once, but that was cool. But Ryan Pike, big mention. Dustin Wolf's 100th game already. He had a hell of a game. I was just perusing some like Flames goalie stats. He surpasses Mike Smith tonight in the all-time Flames wins.
Oh wow! Only took him 3 seasons.
Only took him a few seasons. 49 wins, and he's moving right up. He's moving into Kerry Ramo, Fred Brathwaite, Rick Walmsley territory. So moving. I guess
that's real. That's a season, and that's one of the third season. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's true.
I wanted to ask you this mental state check. Coming into the game, hoping for a loss or hoping for a win against Edmonton. I know it was a debate on Barnburner. It was a heated debate on Barnburner. Pinder would have happily succeeded the first overall pick to beat the Oilers.
Right.
I was so furious with their winning streak before the little break there. I was like, man, we need Edmonton to beat us a couple times here. I don't know. Give us where were you honestly? Were you hoping for
again,
a
it's Christmas, so I'm feeling a little more, charitable.
Your heart grew a couple sizes over the holidays.
I'm not feeling quite as upset. I'm watching some good hockey at the World Juniors, right? I'm watching some fun, exciting hockey. My head isn't totally like in Flames land.
You're watching Zane absolutely dominate last night.
Yeah, watching Zane do his thing. Watch Cole Reshny have a great game today. So, your spirits are high. It's kind of like when you hear the term like touch grass. It's like, when you're chronically online and you're like super doomer and like super depressed. And then somebody's like, touch grass, bro. It's like you go touch grass. Can't touch grass because it's minus fucking 40 out. But you can touch grass by like
you can't even go outside.
You can't go outside, but you can like not think about the Flames and being in the pit of despair as a Calgary Flames fan. You can do that for a couple of days, and that just like it's like, oh yeah, life is worth living. Oh wow, this is actually great. So you know what? I'm feeling a little better about things overall. And, after that debacle the other night where McDavid gets 5 points, it's gross. It's disgusting. I think a lot of us were kind of feeling like good. We needed to get bitch slapped, because we need to start making some trades. We need to really start committing to being able to get McKenna or Stenberg or whoever. But, at the Dome, as soon as the game starts, I'm thinking, yeah, we need to lose. But then the game starts and you hear all those fucking Oilers fans in the building. And they're all, let's go Oilers. And they're loud and they're annoying. And every time McDavid touches the puck, they're jizzing their pants. And it's just like the whole panel is like, jerking Draisaitl off. And Bouchard's great and all this shit. And then it's, so as soon as that gets going, I'm shifted into we need to win this game mode.
Yeah. Similar for me. I remember texting you before this week saying, this is the state we're at. We're so fearful that our management is just going to hang on to this team for all eternity that we're actually going to hope the Oilers beat us in the next 2 games. Is this where we're at?
Yeah, it's sad state of us.
But it was kind of, for me, it was kind of like, the 4 Nations last year. You're just like, there's no way I can cheer for Canada. McDavid's on the team. I just can't do it. But then as soon as they drop the puck, there I am cheering for Canada. Yeah. So similar tonight. As soon as Klapka, what the big turning point for me was Klapka just getting all over Nurse early and even warm-ups. I'm like, fuck it, let's beat these greaseballs.
Yeah, I love the warm-up stuff. See, that's what I mean. Like, I want to see more. We need more of that. I know we're in a really, really pathetic state since Tkachuk left, and like, nobody on the team has any balls anymore. But we need more guys like Klapka. We're gonna go through this period of time where the Oilers are gonna beat our ass. We still need to be respectable and still need to make them hate playing us and be a pain in their ass. We can't just roll over and let them do what they want with us all the time. So I thought Klapka was amazing. I thought Klapka was an absolute phenomenal. He's a beast. And you know me, and I know you're the same. We love these guys who ratchet it up a notch when you're playing the Oilers. I think that's a big problem.
There's a lot of hitting tonight.
Dude, his physical game is a great game. That's one of the main problems we have with like a guy like Huberdeau is like every time they play the Oilers, it's like, okay, Huberdeau, you can suck. I don't
He's
care.
embarrassingly soft is what he is.
I don't care. If you suck, whatever. I'm not, we're in a tank at this point, but you have to go hard against the Oilers. That's what I appreciate about Rasmus Anderson. Appreciate that about Blake Coleman. Appreciate about that Michael Backlund. Appreciate that about Adam Klapka now. You got to go hard against the Oilers. You have to.
A general rule, if you suck, you can't be soft. You can't be both.
Totally. Especially against
one or the other.
Especially against the Oilers.
So they showed a little bit of clip how the last game ended. Klapka was getting into it with Nurse a bit. So here we are in the warm-ups. Klapka is starting shit early.
I freaking love it. Get after Nurse. What a dork.
Look at this. That's old school. That's a Chris Simon shit right there.
Yeah. That's
way over the line. Way over the line.
Way over the line. Hey,
who's going to challenge me tonight?
See, I love that. It's like, yeah, you want to screw with me? I'm 6'10" and a monster. Bring it on.
No Perry anymore. No Kane. No Brown. I mean, who else would they've had on there?
Who do you have? Luke Gastic is like, if I was playing for the Oilers, that wouldn't fly. Luke, you get your shit kicked in if you even so much as sniffed around Adam Klapka. Let's be real, okay? So let's cool it down. Let's cool it.
As you mentioned, Wolf gets the start. It's his 100th game. It's a milestone night for Dustin Wolf. And I don't know. I was just thinking about this because you're watching Wolf do his thing. Obviously, the Oilers hit a lot of posts last night. They should probably try some target practice next practice.
Yeah.
Well, if you're the Oilers, you could probably score a lot more if you just aim for inside the post. I don't know why they're just aiming for the post all that long.
It might be a Bouchard thing where he's cross-eyed, so he's like, he thinks he's sniping it, but it's just that, it's just that cross-eyed factor, on any expected goals metric or whatever.
It just depends on what eye. It's just like, when someone's going to Google it, like, what eye do I look at?
Yeah, you have to factor in the cross-eyed factor when you're weighing Evan Bouchard's like expected goals for. So that's probably why there's a lot of posts on it. Is he thinks it's going top corner, but it's just like it's a little off. Just a little off.
So early on, Klapka and Lomberg are mucking it up. There's a good shift from Ball, and Sharon Govich had a good chance in front. And then Farabey's hurt on this play. We got a clip of this. Did Farabey come back?
He came back.
He left last game too, didn't he not?
It looked like he got knocked out. So yeah, he kind of got dummied there a little bit, but
did he come back?
He came back. He came back.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a concussion protocol thing or what that was, but I don't know.
Carter to Sharon Govich. Sharon Govich had a good game tonight.
He was very good. Mike Gold would like that game tonight.
Sherky had another chance in front. The Flames, I thought, were taking it to the Oilers for the better part of the period. McDavid was thwarted on a partial break by a nice little Hanley poke check.
What a loser, dude.
What an idiot.
What a total idiot. He totally flubbed that. Imagine getting thwarted by
this
Joel
guy's
Hanley.
The best player in the world. Give me
best player in the world. And
Bro, McKinnon would have taken that, danced around Hanley, made him look silly, then just buried that top shelf.
Huberdeau would have even buried that. Come on, let's be real.
Shit, man.
Well, let's not get carried away.
Sharon Govich again, another great feed from Klapka. Klapka had an unbelievable game. Let's watch this highlight and we'll talk about Klapka. Sharon Govich knew how to score goals.
Snipe. Yeah, there's a comment. There's like a thing that I was doing this because I'm a notorious like Sharon Govich hater. And every time he's sucking for a long extended period of time, I'll be like, this guy sucks. And he'll score a sick goal. So, that's the in the dome Sharon Govich effect. But Klapka had 6 hits. He was on the ice for all three goals. Buried that last beauty. He had a hell of a game, dude. He should have played more. I don't know. Huska maybe a little more in tune. Your guy's going. He's going. He needs to play a little more. I think he played 10 minutes. So, maybe a bit more than his line mates. But I would have liked to see him have some shifts elevated because he was going, dude. He was on.
Kuznetsov goes to the box for hooking. Wolf made a couple great saves early on in this penalty kill, but then it is cross-eyed McGee ties it up. This is the one where he's looking out his right eye, obviously.
Yeah. Wolf
off the post and in for once.
Yeah, Wolf couldn't read that. He got lost in that cross-eyed gaze. That power play was insane, though. You just watch and you're like, holy.
First in the league. You hate hearing that, eh?
Holy fuck, that puck's just whipping all over. Like they had more cross ice passes and cross team passes and high danger chances on like one power play than we'll see all year.
What a contrast, eh? Then you go to our power play and everyone's just standing in one spot. I'm going to
Yeah.
stick handle here until you come towards me, and then I'll pass it. Next guy, I'll stick a handle here until you already come towards me, and I'll pass it.
Just gonna stand.
Watch me pass.
Watch
around
me.
the perimeter.
Just stand here. Look over here. Look over here. McDavid's just like
The perimeter
making us
passes
look
per
stupid.
60 are off the charts.
It was crazy. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Old cross-eyed McGee's gonna blast it sometimes, you know.
Oh yeah, and then you got to see the boosh bomb
Spam.
all over the.
You got to see all the
social
dumb idiots
networks.
in the crowds who look exact. They all look. Do they make these people in a factory up in Edmonton to like all look exactly? They look exactly what you'd expect them to look like. They look exactly like their name's Kyle. Oh, I'm Kyle. I'm from. I don't even know any suburbs in Edmonton anymore. Like,
Sherwood Park.
Sherwood Park. Oh, I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell from the flat brimmed hat and the like neck, the giant beard
And the double XL sweatpants. It wasn't a dead giveaway at all.
The Cheeto stained sweatpants. You know, I couldn't tell you were from Edmonton. I had no idea. There was no giveaways. There was no.
I wonder how many Oilers fights there were in the Dome tonight. I wonder if anybody got any clips of that. Usually, they're beating the shit of each other. It's remarkable.
That's usually what happens. They're usually, for some reason, no matter what barn they're in, Calgary, Vegas, Edmonton, beating the shit out of each other.
Go figure.
It's always a treat to see those. Those are like, do you remember that? Wasn't there a website way back in the day called like Bum Fights or something? And like, they just like videoed bums fighting, and it was like super popular. Somebody needs to start an Oilers version of that.
Thing. Let's be honest.
That's true. I bet if you went back and watched the archive of bum fights, it's just a bunch of Oilers fans, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anderson made a hell of a play to Coronado in front. I thought Coronado was going to snipe that, but it did get blocked.
Yeah, I don't know how. I thought that was in for sure.
Wolf absolutely stones McGreaseball, and then McGreaseball get absolutely hammered by Ball. Let's take a look at this.
Oh
no! Nice work, Yasmin. Love it.
Oh, beautiful. Somebody gift that. It was like when Coleman decked him a few years ago. That was a good one too. You very rarely see him get decked, so when you do, it's a beautiful sight.
Oh, it's a beautiful sight.
So indeed. that was fucking awesome. I love seeing him fly through the air like that. Oh no! That's awesome.
Offsetting shenanigan penalties between Klapka and Hyman, and then Klapka rocked Bouchard. Was he trying to help his eyes out there? Maybe to make his eyes uncrossed for a minute?
Yeah, maybe he knocked him. Maybe he'll knock them straight or something. He just needs to get hit really hard, eh?
We don't have a clip of that. Like I
no
said,
shortage of cross-eyed jokes tonight, you guys.
But there's lots of big hits by the Flames, I thought.
It's a physical game, man.
Flames go on the power play. McGreaseball does his thing, set the best chance on the Flames PP. So the Oilers get the best chance. That's pretty standard though, eh?
That's yeah.
The opposing team usually generates the best chance on our power play.
It's usually how it goes, you know, especially when, you know, you're up against old Huberdeau and company. Until we get Zane back, I have no interest in watching the power play.
PP2
or until we see
specialist.
Rustevich up there.
The PP2 specialist.
Oh, right. The PP2 specialist. I forgot. He's the second unit specialist. I forgot about that.
My eye test told me that the Flames were the better team in the first. What were the stats after one?
Yeah, they were really good. High danger chances 6 for the Flames, 4 for the Oilers. That's in all situations, and 5-on-5 scoring chances were 19-11 for the Flames. So they had a really nice little period, one of their better periods all year. I feel like we're saying that every week now. Like, wow, they actually played a really good game.
You got to give them credit, man. They showed up. They wanted retribution, and they sure got it.
Yeah, they were sharp. I thought the Oilers, it's weird watching the Oilers. There's the double-edged sword because last game, it's like, holy fuck, dude. Whoa, that was crazy. We got we didn't even just get bitch slapped. We got we got our asses handed to us. And then tonight is the double-edged sword where, McDavid's going to play 30 minutes and they're just going to hope he can score. And they're going to double.
They were giving up quite a bit too. Hey, if you were playing a team that could bury the puck a little bit better than we could, that could have been a bit of a runaway.
They were sloppy. Didn't look super dialed in. Obviously, they're super dangerous, but that's kind of the it's the yin and yang with Edmonton. It's like, holy fuck, McDavid and Draisaitl just literally destroyed our entire lives, versus, yeah, they didn't look that good. And, McDavid and Draisaitl had to do pretty much everything in order for them to win. So it was one of those nights.
Definitely triple shifting Connor for sure.
Yeah.
The third period there. Derek Newman Group with CIR Realty. Buying or selling, let Derek do the work for you. Email at dnewman@cirrealty.ca or call 403-619-6661 or visit dereknewmangroup.com. Trusted experience. Many clients come back to work with Derek again and again and refer their family and friends, a reflection of the trust and confidence that he's earned. If you're interested in buying or selling your home in the greater Calgary area, call Derek at 403-619-6661 and he'll make it easy for you. Let Derek put his network to work for you. Second period, Zari had a good chance in front. It was another 2-on-1 for McDavid. He rang that one off the iron. He should probably aim a little bit lower next time, I think. Be pretty good suggestion, hey?
Connor, I got some tips for you, man. I got a few. I don't know if you want to hear.
We got some hockey tips if you want to learn how to bury that puck a little more often.
Yeah, just hit me up. Follow my Instagram.
You got to aim like half an inch lower, bro. You're aiming too high.
You're just a little too high.
I know that's hard to score on Dustin and,
Yeah. I know he's the best goalie. I know you can't even imagine Edmonton having a goalie who can be so good side to side, look so big in the net, even though he's small. I know he can't even freaking imagine.
Probably what he's thinking about when he's coming down all those 2 ones. Like, we're probably not going to score. He's way better than any goalie we've ever had.
He's way better than any goalie I've ever even seen. And I wish he was on my team. And then he goes and cries.
And then fucking the Lamborghini, bro. Holy shit. Is this guy up in his trade value? Is that what's happening here?
Dude, no kidding. First plus at this point.
First, yeah.
I mean, the way he's torching the Oilers, like the way he plays against the Oilers, Florida might want to reinvest in getting this guy back in case there's a third, in case there's a three-peat Stanley Cup final here, because holy cow.
Lomberg is on fire. Let's take a look at his goal.
But that's when, again, one of these moments where you're coming into the game hoping they lose for the tank. But then, it was a shift, or it was the third or fourth shift of the game, and the fourth line was hemming them in their zone. And Lomberg, fucking decked one of those defensemen who I don't even know their name because they're short on the blue line. But he just, bullied them, for, the whole shift. And it was in the corner cam, and he just bullied the shit out of him. That was awesome. Yeah, that was great. Awesome.
I think Klapka was doing the same thing down there, wasn't
he? Yeah, that was a really good shift for those guys. We just got to get old Kirkland out of here and get a kid on that fourth line and just make it perfect.
No kids allowed, bro.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Ekman
Only
dings
unless you're 25.
25. That's as low as we'll go.
Yeah.
Ekman dings one off the crossbar. Stale Bread takes a penalty. What are your thoughts on Stale Bread these days? He got off the schneid. He scored his first goal in 20 games the other night. Did you see that?
I did not see that because, I don't really watch the others play. How many goals does he have this year?
I don't think he's got very many. He scored in the first game against us, did he not?
He was one of these guys. Yeah, he did. Yeah, whoa, 5 goals, 11 points. But bro, 11 points and minus 16? Andrew.
On the Oilers?
What are you doing, buddy?
Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
This is sad, and it's sad because this didn't need to be like this. But you chose. This is what you chose.
You chose to don the ugly uniform. Ras told you straight up how gross and disgusting you look in it, and he probably can't even look at himself in the mirror at night.
No, he feels dirty. He feels gross, and he knows it.
As you should.
He did it for the money, man. He did it for the money.
No, he did it for the accolades. He thought that Connor could feed him 50 goals, just like he feeds Hyman 50 goals. Yeah.
It's a sad state of affairs, Andrew, because you're one of our favorite players of all time. He's gracious enough to let us interview him. He's a good guy. But dude, once you did that, once you do that, there's just nothing, it's like a
mortal. Did we interview him?
Yeah, we did 3 or 4 years ago.
Shit, I take it back, Munch. You
came on the show.
You're a former guest. I take it back.
Well, but at the same time, it's like a mortal sin.
Screw that. I don't take it back. You deserve it. You play for the Coilers now.
You just can't do that. Say what you want about Rasmus Anderson, your buddy, good friends. Love these guys, both of these guys. But Rasmus would never play for the Oilers, ever.
It'd be like Kachuk going to the Oilers. No.
Yeah. There's just guys.
And that's why it's not cool, because he chose to go there.
Exactly. If you're traded there, all right. You know, it's not your
You got to do what you
choice.
got to do.
You got to do what you got to do, but you chose. This is what you chose.
You
And
chose this destiny, so you deserve the ribbon you're getting.
so unfortunately, you deserve it. And now you have Oilers fans. You know, you went from us being cool and being like supporting your we wanted you on
Hey,
Team
we'll
Canada.
support Huberto for fuck's sakes. Do whatever you want.
We'll support Huberto. We'll support anyone. We wanted you on Team Canada. I was back in the day saying like Andrew Mangiapane is going to win a Selke Trophy in his career. Now you have to watch. Now you have these greasy, fat losers who are like, who is this guy? I thought he was good. Now that's what you have now. So if you want to come back someday and redeem yourself, or you know, go to another team and like beat the Oilers in the playoffs, there's a path to redemption here. But at this point,
it's not looking good.
It's not looking good for you. But I do wish you all the best as soon as you leave the Oilers.
The Flames going to power play, and we already touched on it, but our power play is so dumb. It's so perimeter, so stationary, so lackluster.
It's so bad. I just don't understand.
You saw that Savard got fired from the Leafs. Remember how bad the Savardian power play was here?
The Savard, but we've been through some bad power plays. We had to go through the Dave Cameron power play, which was that. Did that coincide with the Brouwer play? I think it did. That was brutal. The Savard power play, the Kirk Muller power play.
Oh my God, man.
We've been through the gamut of bad power plays. So, yeah, I don't get why. Like, I get the Oilers have McDavid and Leon and Cross-eyed McGee, but I know those are unbelievable players. But can we at least like try some of these tactics? Can we say, hey, you know what? It's going to be a little more fluid. It's going to be a little more dynamic. Like, we can't try that. I don't get it. I will never understand that.
More cross-ice passes. That's the only time we score cross-ice.
You know?
We did our first cross-crease pass goal in 3 seasons the other week. So
yeah, that was like a miracle. So I don't get why it can't be adjusted at any point in time ever.
Klapka drills Draisaitl.
Beautiful.
Did you like that? Get a little bit, maybe a little bit from behind, but we'll take it.
I got to be honest. Watching Draisaitl get hit.
He was laboring tonight, on a few of those hits.
Yeah, it gives me more joy than even McDavid, because like at the end of the day, like you respect.
Careful
McDavid.
What you say on this show.
I don't respect. But it's like, yeah, and he's Canadian and whatever. But it's like Draisaitl's just like nobody
Ultimate
likes
bitch.
that guy. Ultimate, like I hate Draisaitl. So I always like seeing him get nailed.
McDavid sets up Hyman in front, robbed by Wolf, and then Kuznetsov back to the box. The Flames do kill that one off though, and then Ball gets called on a cross check on Savoy. I thought that was a bit of a weak call.
Divey McGee, flopping around, classic.
But the Oilers cannot capitalize. Klapka and Nurse were getting into it. This was my favorite. Yeah, I love that. Nurse kind of hit Klapka a bit from behind, and Klapka came down and gave him a little shot to the face. Did you see that?
Has Nurse ever fought anybody on the Flames? Did Sam
Remember
Bennett beat him up once?
Yeah, him and Bennett, I think, went a few times.
I remember Bennett absolutely
destroying Nurse.
Destroyed him.
Yes.
But I don't remember them fighting.
I think they fought. Pretty sure they fought.
I got to look this up. Sorry, I'm going to pull it up on Hockey Fights. Okay, he fought Hunter Smith in 20. What's that about? I've lost interest in this, but somebody in the chat tell me he fought Lucic. Okay. All right, that's okay.
He's never fought Nurse. I find that hard to believe. Maybe it's just because he was hammering so often.
But I don't think Bennett and him ever went. Someone in the chat reminded me if Nurse has actually like give his nuts a tug and fought anybody on the Flames other than Lucic, because I don't remember it. He talks a lot, but doesn't seem to drop the gloves often with Calgary unless I'm just totally forgetting.
Kadri hammered Stastny, then Coleman hammered Ekholm. There was a nice little string of just the Flames are giving
back
it to him.
And forth. Again, Blake Coleman going hard. Blake Coleman going hard as fuck every single night, man.
Yeah, fucking guy. Eh? So yeah, showing that little hit pack, I was like, man, I could feel the hatred starting to flow within me again. It's like that Star Wars character.
Good, let the hate flow through you.
That's exactly what happens. Even though I'm on Team Tank wholeheartedly, I'm sitting like, man, a loss would be so good tonight. But it is the Oilers. And then they're out there decking these guys, these losers.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like the hate just starts to bubble up inside.
Well, it's like the first game of the season when we beat them in a shootout. How satisfying was that? I've only been satisfied after 2 wins this year, and it's the first one is this one. So somebody in the chat said Nurse and Bennett did fight. I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
I remember them going at least once. I think twice.
Okay, they did. I'm way out to lunch.
It was a while ago, though.
It was like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
So when you feel the hate flow, you're just like, yeah, we can lose these 2 points a little later on tonight. We'll take the 2 points.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll lose
stats after 2
somewhere. Even though Gavin McKenna is making, man, he looks pretty good. Scoring chances were 9-8 for the Flames. High danger chances favor the Oilers 4-3. So pretty even period.
The Unicorn and the Unicorn on 4th. There's 2 locations. Unicorn 223 8th Avenue Southwest, Calgary Super Pub. 3 floors, 3 bars, 1 destination, the Sports Cantina. All things sports, hockey, football, soccer, UFC, plus games like Golden Tee, Buck Hunter, pinball, darts, and more. Game day, $7 pints of mostly Canadian, located in the heart of Stephen Avenue and the Unicorn on 4th, 1919 4th Street Southwest, the second location on the corner of 20th Ave and 4th Street. There's daily specials, happy hour, and a brunch on Saturday and Sunday. Make your way over to the Unicorn. Get it done. Also, mark your calendars on January 23rd to the 25th, 2026. The Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament is back at the Fairmont Jasper Park Lodge. It's the ultimate gateway in the heart of the Rockies. It's 4-on-4 pond hockey at the ODR with teams of 4 to 8 players battling out for the coveted Jasper Cup. But it's not just hockey. Hang out with the Nation Network crew, pro hockey alumni, and fans from across the country for a weekend of live watch parties, prizes, and off-ice fun around Jasper. Grab your crew, lace them up. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend. Spots fill up fast. Head over to nationgear.ca and register your team today. It's the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament where hockey meets the Rockies. That does sound like a fun time, does it not?
Yeah.
Hanging out with the network crew. Like, come on.
We would probably not be allowed to go because we'd probably get into it with the Oilers Nation guys. You know, we're not allowed to go to.
I might accidentally deck one of them on the
Oops.
On the pond.
Oops. Sorry.
Oops. I didn't see you coming there, pal. You okay? You're all right, right?
We're not allowed to go to events because of erratic behavior. So,
all right. Period 3, the Flames were absolutely buzzing. 4th line was buzzing. Klapka's got some dangles, eh?
He's got good hands, man. You kind of forget, cause maybe it's a consistency thing, but if you can't have a 4th liner in the middle of a season where you're in the shitter that you love watching, now and again, then what are you even really doing as a hockey fan? This is the kind of stuff we live for.
He was like at the end of last season, because Klapka he had some clutch moments in the final, final push for the playoffs last season. People were talking to him, they compared him to that Protas guy in Washington.
Yeah.
And he was maybe off to a bit of a slow start this season, but he's starting to kind of find that form that he was in when he was getting that type of attention. So we'll see if he can continue to build on what he's doing. Like, he's looking more comfortable out there. He was dangling tonight.
Yeah, you forget
6'7" dangles.
You forget how his hands, like, he's got those hands. And maybe once we start trading some of these guys and a guy like that goes a little higher in the lineup, because I think it is time to see him. I talk about this all the time. It's like, he's not a young guy anymore. He's 25 years old. He'll be 26 at the beginning of next season. So, like, he can play higher in the lineup sometimes, right? He can play higher. So when some of these guys start to get moved out, that's another benefit, is like that opens up spots for players who are younger or youngish on the team.
Get moved out. Let's be honest.
If they get moved out, if we're just going to pretend that they are going to move a bunch of players out, so we don't go insane, but we'll see.
I thought Brustevich looked great again tonight. He's been awesome since being called up. And I don't know. Did you hear something about his dad died? Was 2 years ago or something?
I know I remember stepdad or something.
Yeah, I remember last year. Was it last year? They had his parents on, and maybe that was his stepdad. I don't know, but it sounded like his dad might have passed away a couple of years ago.
I remember his stepdad is absolutely jacked. I was like, holy crap! That guy,
he looks like
Dave Bautista.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's been really good. He's been really good. I want to see him on the power play.
Get him on there.
I can't wait to see him and Zane and Kuznetsov all on the same D pairings. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I'd like to see a little bit of Zane and Bristevich on PP1.
Hell yeah. I'd like to see a little bit of Zane and Bristevich together in general. But he's been good. And, again, for all this fear about, young players, like he comes up, he slips right in, already.
You don't notice him in the defensive end making mistakes. No. He's solid back there.
Super solid. So I would like to see him. I keep saying this. Give him some power play time. I want to see some of that offensive. That's what we haven't quite. He's been around it a lot, and he probably should have a goal by now. But put him in a few more offensive situations.
Do you remember when everybody was saying you can't play Dustin Wolf against the Oilers?
I remember that.
It wasn't that long ago.
Because I believe it even started. I believe it was even a thing this year. At the very least, it was,
Well, last year for sure.
Last year, yeah.
Last year for sure, when they're giving Vladar all the Oilers starts, everyone's like, you can't play him against. He'll get lit up. His confidence.
You have to protect him. He can't go up against McDavid and Draisaitl. Oh no, that's what they were saying. Well, okay, that's what I was thinking about. At the beginning of the year, that's what they were saying about Zane. Correct.
Well, that's why
you can't play him against the Wolves. Fuck McDavid and Draisaitl. How about that?
That's why I brought that up. Is Zane the new Wolf?
Oh yeah.
Easily, right?
You can't let McDavid and Draisaitl. And, I was saying this at the time because, again, since Tkachuk left and since they beat us in that stupid playoff round, whatever, and they've been to back-to-back
since Jacob Markstrom couldn't stop a beach ball that round? Was that the one?
We've been taking it in the teeth, and I feel like we've been taking it.
When Blake Coleman did not kick the puck in and then the goal got called back, that one?
Distinct kicking motion. And they have this dumb bullshit about, they send us into a rebuild and all this dumb shit. And it's like, yes, that's true, whatever. But, the team and the players and the fan base, we still have just taken too much shit from these greasy losers. Don't forget what they are. Don't forget that they're pathetic, right? That they were the most pathetic franchise in the NHL for decades, and then were gifted the miracle of McDavid undeservedly. So you know what? We have way too much respect for them, and it's still a lingering thing. Oh, can't play Wolf against them. That's scary. It's like, no, it isn't. How about screw both of those guys? Let's put our guy out there to face those guys. Can't play Parekh against them. Yes, we can. Why not? The level of respect for the Oilers needs to come down needs to be pulled down 50 notches around here.
We saw a little bit of that tonight, did we not?
Yeah, and that's great. That's what they need to do. We need to disrespect these guys. There's way too much respect. They respect McDavid way too much. He needs to be bullied because he's a dork. Bully that dork. These guys need to be bullied the way Bennett bullied them, or the way Tkachuk bullied them.
Yes.
The way Iggy, back in the day when Iggy would bully them. That's what we need to get back to. So just shift your mindset from I'm scared of the Oilers to screw the Oilers. And that's
we got Ryan Lomberg. Screw the Oilers.
We got Ryan Lomberg. And I'm saying this as a person, I've had to deal. This is been a therapeutic thing for me, because when we played them in the playoffs in 2022, I was that person. I'm so scared. I could barely watch it. I could barely watch those games. I came out of that 20 years aged. But now that I went through that, I have this new renewed sense of yuck. Why did I ever respect those guys? I guess they beat the shit out of us, so I was right in that fear. But at the same time, it's no, they're pathetic.
You feel dirty still.
I still feel gross about how scared I was of those guys. So we have to, as a fan base and as a team and as an organization, reject this idea of David and Draisaitl, screw those guys. They're at this point, they're losers. So
yes,
maybe hopefully they always will be. This is about the yearly annual tradition where
should have my Panthers hat on tonight. What was I thinking?
Yeah, no kidding. I should have had my Bennett and Tkachuk jersey in the background. But we're at the time of year where it's kind of the shit talking is kind of starting to come home to roost. We haven't done much shit talking against the Oilers too much this year because we've kind of learned our lesson in that respect over the last few years.
We just beat them 2 out of 3 games.
We just beat them. We've beat them twice this year. So yeah, fuck those guys.
A little back and forth action midway through the third. McDavid hit the crossbar again. And then, oh my God, what a nasty goal. Blake Coleman from Michael Backlund. These two have been on some highlight reel goals this season, have they not?
And hard as fuck for really no reason other than the love of the game. But that's a play that starts
hatred for the Oilers. They feel
hatred
it.
for the Oilers.
Coleman
That's a
has
play,
it.
dude. That's a play that starts in the offensive zone. McDavid and Draisaitl on the ice, and those two guys turn it around and do that to them. Like that's just Coleman and Backlund, right? And that's just like that's what they do, every single night.
That was
minus 30 out. There's just two grinders going hard against the two best players in the world. It's just what a goal that was.
And you're sitting there like, holy fuck, is someone gonna make an offer for Coleman?
Yeah,
I mean, the value on this guy just continues to increase week after week.
Yeah, again, like that play right there. If you're a playoff team, if you're a contending team, you're right there. Don't you watch that and go, holy shit, I need that on my team now? Because those are the kind of moves.
Love to watch Coleman in the playoffs this year. Would love to watch him. Those
are the kind of moves that win you Stanley Cups for sure. It's usually not like the big, huge moves. It's like adding a Blake Coleman.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was a unbelievable goal. He's having another unbelievable season. So I don't know how, if you're not sitting there going like, I will give up whatever the Flames want to get Coleman if you're a contending team.
And if you're Connie, it might actually start to make sense. Hey, if you're
if
you're still stuck in that bottom tier, coming around trade deadline and someone is just like, we need this guy. He's going to take us over the edge. It might be the time to pull the trigger for Craig.
Totally. Again, and I'm thinking of a team in the West who, like, not that Coleman has owned the Oilers ever, but he plays well against them. That's what can beat the Oilers in a playoff series, because they have McDavid and Draisaitl. They have that high-end skill. But if you have guys like that on your team, like, in the bottom six, Blake Coleman, like a guy like that, that's what can put you over the top as a team in the West and give you the ability to beat the Oilers.
I'd love to watch him go to war this upcoming spring.
Yeah, bro, I would cheer so fucking hard for that guy.
Klapka, what was he doing with Blake Coleman? And he's all over it tonight.
He's
just on for all 3 goals.
Oh yeah, he's on for all 3 goals. He was awesome.
McSitface,
great net drive on. We didn't even mention the net drive by Klapka there. That's awesome play.
Opened it right up for the boys. Yeah. McSitface cut the lead to 1. No, we do not show McSitface goals on this show.
We don't show them.
Right, and then Klapka, this is the Ingram save, and then Klapka dangles somebody else. I think he got a nice little chance. I thought he was going to score.
Freaking just ran over Nurse too. That would have been perfect, but that
would have been such a nice greasy goal, eh?
Yeah, that would have been a cherry on top, but still a great play and great game. That really capped off a great game from Klapka.
So there you go. We out-greased the greasers tonight, my friend.
We out-grinded them. Feels good. Feels good. This is like, again, you get an honest day's work, right? Honest day's work. You feel good about it. You're not like one of these greasy pig executives. Like the Oilers are just like a greasy, you've seen their owner. You know what they're like, right? That's what they're like. We're just, we're down on our luck, but, we can at least put our heads down on the pillow and sleep at night and know we worked hard and aren't a disgusting bunch of grease balls. So that was a good win.
We've all seen Lanny McDonald make some incredible comebacks on the ice, but his greatest one didn't happen in the arena after going to cardiac arrest at the Calgary airport. It was the incredible cardiac team at Foothills Medical Center that saved his life. Now Lanny's using that second chance to give back, helping Calgary Health Foundation raise funds to upgrade our city's cardiac catheterization labs. These upgrades mean faster diagnosis, safer procedures, and more lives saved right here at home. You can see Lanny's share his emotional story on Calgary Health Foundation's website, and until December 31st, you got 4 more days. Your donation will be matched. So head to givehealth.ca to learn more. You gotta do these good causes. You gotta love throwing money at some of these good causes.
Yeah, put it in McDavid's name. Just sign it, McNeckbeard.
I can see 3 super chats in the queue. Get them in there. We're gonna be going to the chat here momentarily. First, we got to hit up the Platinum Mitsubishi Road Ahead. It's brought to you by Platinum Mitsubishi, family owned and operated by lifelong Calgarians. The 2025 model year clearout is on a Platinum with incredible deals available on all remaining 2025 RVR, Ecliptic Cross, and Outlander PHEV models. Take advantage of up to $10,000 in savings and 0% financing available on select vehicles, but only while 2025 model inventory lasts. The Outlander PHEV is Canada's best-selling plug-in hybrid SUV. Japanese quality and craftsmanship at incredible prices with a standard 10-year powertrain warranty at Platinum Mitsubishi. 2720 Barlow Trail, Northeast. All right. To round out December, we have the Bruins on Monday. And then on New Year's Eve, it's the Philadelphia Flyers, both at home. Followed by a game against Nashville on Saturday.
Tank bowl game against the Preds.
Another tank bowl game against the Kraken the following Monday. And then they head out for a 5-game road trip.
East game roadie. Then January is a torrent pace, man, heading up for that Olympic break. So
they play almost every night, every other night.
That's crazy.
Yeah. A lot of games.
I don't know what is Lindholm. Has Lindholm back to? I guess he has probably once.
I've seen Zadorov in the highlights quite a bit.
I don't know. Lindholm's been back to the Dome? I feel like he has. He must have been.
He's been back to the Dome, I think, once. Yeah.
Old Lindholm, and then Philadelphia. Philadelphia, that'll be a good game.
They're rolling.
I wish it was. I wish it was the Habs though. I don't get this New Year's Eve bullshit of like no good matchups. Like it should be the Habs. That's a classic matchup. But whatever. What do I know? I'm just I don't know anything. If Gary Bettman's just like nobody likes the classic matchups. We just want a random game. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. All right, your Bet365 bet tomorrow. Anytime goal scorer. Who did I pick here? Matthew Schaefer.
Ooh, nice.
Pretty good odds. I mean, the guy is scoring at a pretty good clip this season. I'm not sure if you've noticed.
But he's young, and does he make mistakes?
But is he physically ready yet?
But is he 100, 250 pounds of solid muscle, bro? He's not ready, bro.
Can you take a hit from Flino?
He can't even defend, bro.
He's not a man yet, bro.
Yeah, he's only 18. He's not ready.
Looked pretty ready last night. Look, I guess, they are a bunch of boys out there, but he's looked good so far.
Looked good. He was.
Well, you posted that
awesome
incredible that game log. I don't know if you have that, but he was the top player.
Yeah, I think Canada. That was a really good game, and I mean it's sloppy hockey. It was kind of all over the place, but that was an exciting, awesome game.
It's crazy though, man. You still hear the comments. I don't know if it's probably all Canadians. I don't think it's Calgary specific, but
yeah,
sucks in his own end.
He's so bad at defense.
Terrible defender, just brutal.
You can't even go online anymore. It's like you watch these two games. I was like, man, I thought Zane was awesome. Made some unbelievable plays. Yeah. I thought he was the best player.
Sucks.
And then it's just like some stupid fucking boomer on Twitter is like, yeah, I can't defend. This guy can't play defense. It's like,
can't take a hit, can't defend. This guy sucks.
Can't defend. He's terrible. It's like this guy. Shut up. Zane Parekh is the guy. He's a beast. He's going to be the next superstar of the Calgary Flames. I'm so sick of hearing this kid shit on all the time.
We're here to tell you. Everybody was saying the same thing about Dustin Wolf last season.
Zane Parekh
against the others.
Graduated high school. What? He's 15 years old. Only defenseman. Bobby Orr and him, the only ones to have multiple 30-goal seasons in the OHL, OHA, putting up records next to Bobby Orr. Do you see what he did? He's got 3 points in 2 games. Scored 2 goals, absolutely sick goals, making plays the other night, all night. Set up, had an assist, secondary assist on the OT winner today. He had some phenomenal quotes. He's got the swagger, he's got balls. Here's the problem. Zane has balls. Zane has a little thing called testosterone and confidence in balls. And he's cool. And it's like all these dummies on Twitter who are, actually, he's not good at defending. Shut up. You're nothing. You're nobody. Zane Parekh, fucking ZP19. He's the man. So I'm sick of hearing this Zane Parekh disrespect because he was awesome. He's looked great. Cole Reshny looked really good. But Zane, it was a pleasure.
He's going to make y'all look stupid.
It was a pleasure to watch Zane Parekh in his natural environment doing what he does in the offensive zone, on the power play, doing his thing. It was an absolute delight. And I'm looking forward to it. When do they play again? The 29th? Play Monday, Denmark. Yep. And I know today was kind of a bit of and they kind of let things get away from them against the Czechs a little bit, but everybody's good now. It's not like it used to be. No, everybody's good.
So I guess they missed though, and Robert Munich was pointing this out too. Remember in the heyday? The tournament start and the Canadians were so jacked up in the first 8 shifts of the game, someone just absolutely steamroll freight train hits just all over open ice on the board, slamming guys. Like we would invoke so much fear into these other teams in the first periods of these games. They're like, we're going to dominate you.
Yeah.
And then the goals start coming, the hits keep coming. It's just like, I miss the physicality.
Yeah, like Steve Downey, like killing guys, Dion Phaneuf obliterating everyone. It's kind of a sad state of affairs because I saw everybody's like all like there was some very mild like Perek poked a guy in a warm up, and like there was a few guys skating on the opposite side of the red line against Czechia, and then Porter Martone tapped the guy on the ass for the goal, and everyone's like, no, why are we? When did we become this bitch ass bunch of bitches? Right. Because like you said, I remember, it's murder.
Yeah,
Steve Downey.
You want to try and beat the Canadians? You're going to probably die trying to beat the Canadians.
It's not only trash talk. Like that was like extreme.
We're not just going to outskill you. Yeah. We're just going to physically dominate the hell out of you as well.
We're going to absolutely destroy your mind, body, and soul tonight, boys. Yes. Get ready. So
you will fear the Canadians.
I like that shit. And even Zane, he had this quote about like, we're humble, but we want teams to be scared of us. Yeah, that's what it should be. That's what. This is why we need to reclaim this in Canadian hockey. Totally. It's kind of become this weird like.
And the game the game has changed, but I mean, it's still in the NHL. In the NHL, the fabric of it is still there. You watch Tkachuk and the Florida Panthers do what they do back-to-back seasons. The best teams in the playoffs, the deepest ones, they have that. They have that ilk built into them. It's never going to change.
Well, this is part of why I notoriously, infamously was like, I'm actually cheering for Matthew Tkachuk against Canada in the Four Nations. And I mean, that's part of it because Tkachuk, not only because he's one of my favorite players ever and played for the Flames, but he plays that way, right? And, like that used to be, like they kind of taken that. It's like Canadian hockey. They've taken the identity.
How massive was that Four Nations matchup?
Oh, yeah.
With the fights. It just like, that was it. They brought it back. It was amazing.
Totally. And that's what it should be. So stop the bitching and moaning about like, oh, he shouldn't. That's not very gentlemanly of him. Go watch the games.
Good.
Drill's face
in the glass next time, and then rub some snow in his face after.
Instead of it like smacking his butt, like bash his head into the stanchion. Yeah,
let's get some stanchion head bashing. Let's go.
Have a bench clearing brawl like they did.
I want to see bodies flying over the boards into their own bench.
Like they used to do that shit all the time. Like I remember like the Subban, Tavera, Eberle teams. Like they'd go by the bench and be like, let's see, like right, like come on. They're kids. It's fun. It's awesome. We need this. We don't like, it can't always be this like, oh, I'm so sorry that I'm so sorry that I'm a man and I like let my competitive spirit get the best of me. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, we need to return to what makes Canadian hockey. So,
okay, let's take a look at the standings here after it's all said and done. Vancouver with another loss tonight. So there's Vancouver down at the bottom. Flames sitting in 29th. What is going on with Winnipeg, dude? Are they going to turn this shit around?
You'd think so. Like, what's Hellebuck doing? Again, I don't ever watch the Jets play, but I don't know what's going on.
He was injured, right? But now he's back.
He was hurt. But
Chicago won tonight. It's pretty tight down there, right?
It's pretty tight. I think the teams you're worried about, Seattle's got it together a little bit, but you worry about Chicago. I feel like they're like, Bedard's not like dominating all the time. It's just kind of
Bedard, is he back yet? Because he was injured there.
Oh yeah, he did get hurt, didn't he? But Vancouver without Hughes, right? Even though they kind of had that little streak there, that's a worrisome issue until the Flames start clearing out some of these guys who are playing the unbelievable hockey like Coleman. You kind of worry that they're going the opposite way of some of these other teams. So it's gonna be tough. I feel like it's gonna be tough to stay in that bottom three, man.
You got to move somebody out.
You got to get going.
Start with Rasmus Anderson.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's get to. We have 4 super chats. Good job, everybody.
The old public pain burner is saying how much we like to yap. I like to yap. I'm sorry. It's so funny because we start these shows and I'm like, I want to wrap this up quick. I'm tired, but then I just kind of get going. I get going and I'm like, I got to yap about this. So
you got to yap. We got to fill content somehow.
What is this?
Cheese Cheeks McGee.
right
Cheeks
on.
McGee, 499. Fuck the Diddy Oilers. They suck ass. Ball around over a crybaby. Wolf owns them, and Hunter is absolutely solid. And our vets look tradable.
That's the best super chat.
That's
the super chat.
Nailed it to a T in a nutshell. Especially the Oilers bashing.
I put out
love it, Cheeks McGee.
That's the super chat of the year right there. That's great.
All right, F. Bueller's back. Oh, that's a big donation. $13.99. Looks like we can beat Edmonton in a 7-game series this year. Unfortunately, we're going to play Colorado. How many prospects will Murray Edwards trade to give us our best chance at an upset?
Be a waste of 8 days or whatever, right?
The way it's going, though, if you actually did sneak into the playoffs, I don't know. The others probably might actually win a division for once. Is it looking like that or what? Because Vegas isn't looking as dominant.
Vegas is
not looking as dominant these days.
Yeah, you think Anaheim maybe how much because the Oilers are tied with Anaheim in points. Yeah,
but can Anaheim keep it going for the rest of the season?
Yeah. And McZitt and Draisaitl are in their like crazy mode. They do this all the time where they got 600 points. I think maybe the concern for the Oilers is how much McDavid's playing and how much hockey he's gonna have to play.
They're already leaning heavily on McDavid.
Like he's playing 30 minutes a night in Calgary, and he's got the Olympics coming up
on a losing night.
With
the Olympics coming up, good point. Yeah.
I had a going into the year because you know what, I never thought the tank would be realized. I was like, hey, a great alternative would be to like. I had this big fantasy about making the playoffs and playing the Oilers in the first round, and McDavid hadn't signed his extension, and we beat them, and then he leaves. But that won't happen. So, if we make the playoffs, we'd get curb stomped by Colorado, and then have to hear about friendship and the power of friendship and the power of culture for 15 more seasons while Gavin McKenna goes to Vancouver. So,
we had a couple more supers. So for Reckon Reshney,
looking pretty good, eh?
For Reckon Reshney,
Well, we yapped about Zane. Well, I didn't really yap. I kind of lectured everybody about Zane, but he was great.
Yes,
he was unless you're an annoying.
This is my first real good look at Reshney because I haven't watched any of his NCAA stuff. Obviously, he scored today, and then he had a couple other chances. Like this kid can shoot the puck.
He can shoot, and I love how he should be playing center all the time. He's like the clutch face-off guy, wins the face-off in overtime today. So he had a huge game with the goal that probably should have been game winner, but he wins the face-off in overtime to set up the eventual game winner. Looking pretty good, dude. And like, how did you like that box score of like Reshney from Gavin McKenna? How would you like to see that?
And Zane Perek.
How'd you like to see that on the box score?
I'd like to see that.
How would you like to see that, Murray?
I would like to see that.
Craig, we just want to see it. Are you watching? Craig? That's all we really want, you know? Please don't deny us that. I'd love to see McKenna feeding Reshney, Perek feeding Reshney, Perek feeding McKenna.
Fantasies.
Come on. This is not a fantasy. Is Don Maloney watching the World Juniors and watching Gavin McKenna go
No, that's just a bunch of fantasy players.
It's fantasy.
Donnie Brook, thanks for the super chat. And we got one more. The Firefox. Was at the game tonight. Nice. Could be the last BOA I see at the Dome before they close it. Anyways, great to shut up the annoying Oilers fans. Go Flames, go.
It's a beautiful thing. You have
it
to
is
win.
Beautiful, especially when you're sitting there third from dead last and you're beating the Greasies 2 out of 3 games this season.
Yeah, it's really the best case.
They can't beat us. We're
their kryptonite, dude. Hey, maybe we would beat them in a playoff round. I don't know. With Wolf in the net, with what Wolf can do, you never know. But again, I hate it's pathetic now. It's been like this for way too long. All these losers have to come live here and enjoy the spoils of our city and buy our cheap tickets because they can't afford to go to the games up in what does Rhett call the rink up there, the Hippo Tank or whatever. So they have to come down here and just like disturb the peace and stink up the joint, be all gross and stinky and disgusting and gross. But beat them on a Saturday night Hockey Night Canada with all the Oilers fans in attendance, and McDavid's on after hours. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Perfect.
Also, it could be Rasmus Anderson's final Battle of Alberta. Likely he will be traded.
Maybe Blake Coleman's as well. You never know.
Could be. But if that's a good way to go out. Because like I said, a guy like Anderson, he hates the Oilers. And I always have appreciated that about Rasmus.
All right, we'll do a little comb through the chat here. If you guys want to ask any questions or put any discussion points up, we'll hit them up. Just gonna scroll through. You see anything you like in there?
Somebody's like, yeah, Team Canada should be feared in hockey. And now it's like you can't be aggressive or anything. You know, and I know we sound like freaking old head, like unks over here, like Don Cherry, like old yelling at the clouds, but it is true. It's like you just remember how electric those games were and how scary it was. Like you were scared. Like you'd watch the other teenagers, you watch like the fear in those like
those
Latvian kids' eyes
through the TV.
It would just be like those kids
amazing.
Think they're gonna be killed tonight. And it's just like you see the Canadian bench, and it's just like some fucking nutcase from Mississauga who's like 19-year-old and has a goatee and acne all over his face, and is just like got that look in his face, and it was just like, holy shit. You know, that's what we need to get back to.
In the Dome, how good was the PK tonight? I mean, you allowed one. Would they have three power plays? The Oilers?
You allowed one, which against the Oilers is, you know, not bad. Because, you know, they were kind of doing that thing the Oilers do where, you know, and they'll have nights like that where they kind of coast 5-on-5, and it's just like, you know, they're going to wait to get the call and then just like destroy you. So, yeah, it's pretty good. You kind of, they hit a bunch of posts, but
well, especially when they score on their first power play, because then you're always like, oh god, here we go again. They're going to be power play merchants.
Yeah,
we know that's how they've made their living the last 5 to 8 seasons.
Yeah, so yeah, it was pretty good. The PK has been a good story the last, you know, it's kind of screwing up the tank, to be perfectly honest. But
anything else you see in there?
I'm just scrolling through.
Ball's our silent workhorse. He was great again tonight.
Yeah,
he's a solid defender, really
solid. And I like when he plays like that with a little bit. I like him to be a little mean and use that size, like throw McDavid around. And he was getting into it a little bit. So yeah, once again, another underrated night for Kevin Ball. If you don't watch the Flames, you don't realize that like he's a solid man, dude. I do have a bone to pick with Morgan Frost though, because he had a chance to cream McDavid. McDavid had the puck.
I missed that. You did text me. I couldn't picture going back thinking about it, but
yeah, if you watch the
Mangiapane had a chance to absolutely obliterate. I think it was the Bison.
Yeah,
he skated past him, but
he's a good guy. But Frosty, okay, you have that chance. That's like 1 in a million chance to open ice nail Connor, brother. You got to take that. So.
Yeah, ball driving through McDavid. That did it for me tonight.
Yeah, that'll do it for me. I'm good for the year. You know, like that's really all I need. I'm a simple man. You know, all I need to see is Connor McDavid get his shit kicked in, and I'm a happy guy.
All right. Well, it looks like that's going to do it for us this evening. I'll let you take it out with whatever you want to say about the grease balls one last time.
Yeah, I'm in a good mood now. See, this is good. Like, if you can get me in a good mood, like I'm usually kind of pissed. I'm usually pissed off when we have to come on here and talk about a win, you know, but I'm feeling pretty chipper about things. So, good job, boys. Good win.
Thanks for joining, everybody, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.